Definitely hadn't warmed up properly. Maybe went out too quickly as well.
So we are here for the Middlesbrough Half Marathon. It's the run through Middlesbrough Half Marathon. You might have seen this on the channel before, but thought I'd give it another go today. Not going to be doing anything too silly, just aiming for something around sub 220 and I'll be pretty happy with that. It's a little bit of a windy day, but we'll give it what we've got in our legs. Good test to see where the fitness is at, as it's the first half marathon event since the Dopey challenge. So yeah, I think we're just about to get underway. So we'll get a little bit closer to the start line and we'll get you there. See you in a bit.
Very, very hard for quite some time, and now it is your time to enjoy the
Hello everyone, it's voiceover Andy here to guide you through the majority of this video. It's just a short and sweet one, but welcome to the channel, welcome to Rollercoaster of Running, and if you are here for the first time, it's good to have you. I hope you'll be here for many videos to come, and please, if you do like what you see, hit that subscribe button, and there's plenty of content to come as always. And we are of course away from America in that series, back in the northeast and back into a very windy northeast. This one coming to you from Middlesbrough, which is northeast, hanging on just above Yorkshire, and probably the sort of, I guess, one of the starts to the northeast region. This is a really well attended event, and of course it's one of those very few groups up here that has a fantastic following already, which is run through. It's always good to be part of one of these events, and I did the Boro Half Marathon not too long ago. It was definitely in the last couple of years. So if you do want to check that out, go back on the channel. You can see how different the course was this year. This was a remarkably different course. I thought I knew what to expect, and yeah, woefully got it completely wrong.
So we are just over mile 4, 9 to go. First mile didn't feel good at all. Everything sort of ached and was tight. Definitely hadn't warmed up properly. Maybe went out too quickly as well. Always a problem for me during running. Yeah, it's been mainly residential housing so far. Not much else to show you, so I thought I'd check in, tell you I'm still going, hitting around the pace I want to hit, so I'm not upset so far. It's whether I can hold this pace for the next 9 miles or so. Yeah, Jamie's going to try and get some footage from his perspective too. A couple of the supporters out there. So we'll keep going. Hopefully some more interesting things to show you than houses, because that's literally all it's been so far. I'll catch you in a bit.
Yeah, I just want to point out that, as I said on that little voice bit there when I was speaking to the camera, it isn't necessarily there's nothing to look at. It is just more of a case of you were running through residential estates where people on a Sunday morning were kind of going about their business. A lot of them trapped into their houses, I guess, because there is a run where you can't get the cars out. So I'm hoping, there was plenty of notifications for them well in advance that this was happening. But I didn't really want to film too much around people's estates, because obviously there are people around just getting on with their day. It's nothing to do with the run, but it was interesting part to see Boro. Last time seemed to start go through, I believe it's Albert Park, whereas this one didn't at all. You kind of saw it at the side not too long ago there. And then after that, it was a run across to the Riverside Stadium, which is where Middlesbrough FC play. And there just isn't an awful lot to this run in terms of it being a very good looking run. You do the residential side, you go to the Riverside, and then that suddenly turns into a bit of an industrial estate as well. So there was it wasn't the prettiest of runs, and I mean that both figuratively and literally. I was struggling to go up the hill here. It was quite a steep one. There wasn't too many hills, there was only a couple of them to try and navigate, this one being I think probably the worst that was on the course. But once you're over here, you're obviously well over halfway as well, so it is just a case of just persevering, get up that hill, and then you get a good view of the Riverside, which, as you can probably tell, is set next to the River Tees, where you can see there will be a lot of industry both past and present. So I'm not too sure what this big artwork is. Every time I've run past it, I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be. I probably should look it up at some point, but it does feature very prominently on this run. Some weird sort of perspective netting going on. This part of the run, which takes you through the industrial estate, did see a bit of a switchback, so you can see the people who are well advanced in the course for a little while, and you don't really have any idea of how far it is to go to that point. So passing that 9 mile marker, I think there was at least about 1.5 miles before you caught up. Very strange, outside an office block there was a Shetland pony as well, so yeah, even a character stock to be found in Middlesbrough too.
Just gone past mile 10, so 5k left, park run left, but good news is I managed to keep my pace pretty consistent. I think I'll start to slow slightly now. The bad news is that pain in my glute has come back with a vengeance, so I'm going to have to be slightly easy, especially as I can see a hill coming up, to nurse it up the harder parts. Just take it a bit easy, but less than 3 miles left now, so where we go. Well done, Carly.
There were, of course, a couple of prominent northeast personalities out and about, some of the YouTubers, which I'm hoping you'll go check out their videos as well, see how they kind of compare and differentiate as well. But yeah, you also saw Carly there, who I think you've seen on the channel before. She's normally a very loud and bringing all the positivity through her volunteering, so it was good to see her out on the course today, and she was getting a lot of love from other people as well. So big shout out to Carly, because I'm sure that means a lot to her when she's out doing her own running, that people are also supporting her as she does all the time when she's out volunteering. This part of the course was actually really tricky because it was the last switchback. You had to kind of go down a little bit of a side street, down towards the Riverside again, and then turn around. But that was the last part of the switchback. You could hear people on their watches saying how far it was to go before you then ended up on this, which seemed to be the longest run into a finish line ever, but eventually you caught up with a vision of the finish line off in the distance, and you could start to feel a little bit of the atmosphere of people cheering you on for the last little part of the run. So I'm going to leave you with a little bit of music, and also Jamie's perspective, who was already at the sideline at this point, cheering me on into the final part. I'll catch you with you in a little bit after you can soak up the I guess the vibes of the Middlesbrough Half Marathon finish.
Thank you.
So that is it from a very windy Middlesbrough Half Marathon 2026. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to grow the channel to make sure there's plenty of people who can get a bit more of an idea of what the local and further afield events will consist of. I do obviously speak to the camera a little bit, and if you want to see a little bit more about me, I'm happy to do those kind of videos. But for now, I'm going to be putting out some more videos coming up really soon about my own training, my own goals, and what I'm hoping to achieve for the rest of 2026 and beyond, as there's some exciting plans in there, and I'd love to be able to show you my progress and be on that journey with you. So if you're on your own journey and looking for a little bit of company, make sure you do hit that subscribe button, follow along, and drop a comment as well. Let me know what your plans are for the rest of 2026. What have you got to aim for? What events are you really excited for? And I'll catch you real soon on the next one.